Midlife
Midlife spices.
spices.
Yeah, so the next one is we're gonna talk about the economic level, which is a very serious but
Yes.
real issue on that we're facing every day on our friendship. Do you think economic
Yeah.
level affect your friendship dynamics, and in what way?
Yes, it's like the scary question, right? It's kind of like
Yeah.
you will be kind of like really cautious not to like step on the landmines, you know. It is a sensitive question, right? But I
Right.
will actually be honest about it. Yeah, in my opinion, it does, and it's kind of like there's a certain awkwardness when it's like we start talking about money when you spend time with people that are completely on a different economic level with you, and the kind of awkwardness where you feel like it's like are we on the same level when we discuss this or not, right? And you're a little bit afraid of offending the other person, like by saying something wrong,
Mm-hmm,
or
mm-hmm.
like sometimes you kind of feel like I don't feel that way, or like no, it's the other way around, right? Like they say something that's insensitive or something. So it is actually, I think it does play a big role in friendship.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yes,
it's like, how
but
about you? Do you think it is?
yeah, I guess I knew what you mean. I
Mm,
mean, I think it has a lot to do with
mm,
our exposure to some things that is
mm,
totally different from
mm-hmm.
one to the other, right? Sometimes we're not
Yeah.
talking about money. Sometimes we're talking about experience or people that we meet,
Mm,
and then
yes.
I guess a lot of exposure that sometimes is different. And then when we talk about it, we don't have any intention to actually offend that person, but that person would be like, are you telling me that because you knew I've never been there, or I didn't know it, that kind of thing.
Mm,
So you're very right on that.
yeah.
Yeah. But again, it also
Yeah.
depends sometimes on the nature of the group or the friendship. For example,
Mm-hmm.
if you're in probably a social organization that wants to help, I don't know, disabled people, this kind of thing might not be a problem
Mm-hmm.
because we're all having the same
Yeah.
purpose to help disabled people. But
Right.
yeah, but if
Right.
it's a group where because I've heard or I've actually seen group of people who actually meet because they own certain type of car, right? I'm sure you've heard of it,
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
right? It's like
Yeah.
AMG, all those luxurious car. So if we bring different kind of car
Yes.
there, of course they'll be looking at
Mm,
us, they'll be like, "What are you doing here? Don't are you going to those right group or not?"
mm,
You know. So I guess sometimes it also depends
yeah, yeah.
of the group. Don't you agree?
That's true. Yeah, it totally depends on the objective of the group. Like for me, I tend to feel more comfortable with the people who are economically, better off than me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel that awkwardness because it's kind of like, well, I mean, heck yeah, it's like, probably also because there are a lot of like rich folks in like Jakarta, and like like being exposed to them just got me used to seeing money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like at the end of the day, like if you hang out on the same level and you have like the same interest, like I do have some extremely rich friends, but they still like to go to say like a street food, and we say like, hey, do you want to grab some noodles on the roadside, so
Mm-hmm.
so you don't kind of like feel completely like alienated like from the world or something,
Mm-hmm.
whereas like I'm more extra careful with when I'm spending time with friends um who have lower income, I suppose, or like economically not as able. And yes, it can be quite hard, or sometimes like I find um yeah, it can be quite difficult, yeah.
Yeah.
Also like the art of giving gifts, sometimes like too much is too much, and then like you end up offending, like because you give too much, and they feel like awkward about it, and yeah. there's
Yeah,
a lot to be more sensitive about, like when it comes to that, I think. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a difficult question to discuss, but it is a
That
very
that is
big
a difficult one.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, very big problem. No problem,
Yes.
but, issue
Yeah.
that we have to face sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we talked about that, right? It's like,
Uh-huh.
do you find yourself being more selective of your friends now than like
Mm,
when you were younger?
well, like I mentioned earlier, when we were younger, things were simpler. Of course, we didn't even think about who's that person,
Mm,
where where does he work, who's his father. We never even thought about that at all, right? Now,
mm.
actually, I'm still the same, so I'm not that kind of person, but I'm more selective, not
Okay.
not from that point of view, but more into the personality, and then how genuine they
Mm,
are. I'm more sensitive now than when I was younger. Of course, because back then we
yeah.
didn't think about that, but now people think about that. Maybe we don't, but they do.
Mm,
So I guess I am more selective, and I choose people who are genuinely want to be with me and spend time with me, rather than for other purpose.
mm,
Yeah, and what about you?
yeah. I think I have to admit that me too, like I think I'm becoming more selective probably. And my selection criteria is also like, pretty much what you say. So it's about like the chemistry with the person rather than like, everything else that's like, it's like materialistic or like, or circumstance or whatever. It's like attracts like, so like-minded people I tend to like, spend more time with. Also probably because like, I don't have as much patience as I used to when I was younger.
Mhm.
That makes me kind of like, because time is so limited, right? It's like in a day I have to do also my work and like the house chores and and all these kind of things. And with that limited time, unfortunately I can't hang out with like all, few hundred people that I know in London, for example.
Mhm.
So I gotta say, who do I want to spend most of my friends time with, right? Will become naturally selective. And it's like, the more there's a match in the chemistry and like the shared interest, yeah, I will be more selective. And like, I'm less social when I get invited to like events where I'm not as clicking with the people. I'll
Mhm.
probably make my excuses and like, not go so much. Yeah.
Okay,
Mm,
okay,
I guess, yeah.
that's right.
And so what do you think are the three hurdles in making friends as an adult? I mean, like now, making a new friends.
Okay, that's actually summarize whatever we're talking about today, right? um, yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
the number one would definitely
Mm-hmm.
be the time, but I'm gonna say time sometimes
Mm,
is an excuse, like when we're doing exercise or when we're
mm,
eating healthy,
mm-hmm.
excuse. So it's something that we have to make. We have 24 hours a day, but uh, can we not spend like 30 minutes with our friends? We should be able to, but we just didn't,
Mm,
put enough effort to it. But time has always been the problem. That's something that we might actually can change and make an effort to. And the number two will be family, because of course most of us when we're married, although some of us
mm,
aren't married, but of course they still have family. Sometimes their nephew, their niece, or whoever close to them who come to them all the time and spend time with them. So number two is family, and the number three is going to be life priorities, because all of us have
mm.
different priorities the older we are. So yeah, those three. And what about you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm, I think like of course time, yeah, but like, the first thing that came to my mind is probably the location.
Mm,
Um, I know that probably a lot of people are thinking that, well, I can't do anything about my location. Like if I am like working and, you know, this is where my life is, like, it's not like I can set it on a whim. This is true, but it's at the same time, it's kind of like a big thing though. Because if you feel isolated in one place, and you feel like, you know, all around you are people that you just can't click with, then you probably want to rethink, like, are you in the right environment, or like, or you are just kind of like force fitting your life into it, right? Because it's like us. You might think that, like, you know, your work or whatever it is that holding you in that one place, like more important than you know, like having friends or something. But like I would say that it is equally important, or if not, like it's more important to like have people that you can spend time with, you know, and because like otherwise your life is just going to be just, it's totally miserable, you know.
Yeah.
So I think like location, and like of course time commitment, you know, no matter how busy, you gotta you know, put aside like that time to connect like with the people that matters. And number 3 hurdle will probably be to do with like a personality, you know. It's like some people could be like bit more introverted or shy, or maybe kind of like don't know like where they need to go to, like, you know, start things. So like you know, like I think like people who are a bit more social take it for granted, but you know, this is like a real problem, I think, for a lot of people, right? And I think like the way to get around that is to really kind of like put yourself out there, and maybe like start taking up activities that you truly enjoy, and then like find common grounds with people and like start from there, I think. Then it's so much more fun to like make friends that you can do things together, right? Like say you take up a hobby of like scuba diving, and then like you find other divers, you can go on diving trips together, for example. Yeah.
They're actually,
so I think that is, yeah, that is,
there are quite a lot of ways to
yeah.
find new friends for those who don't. But okay.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, cool. So guys, did you enjoy this episode? I hope you did. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe. And also, like, you know, tell us how you feel about, like, you know, adult friendships. If there are some things that you'd like to know, or like if there's something you want us to discuss more about, just write it down there. See you next time.
See you. Bye.